And breaking right now at 10 o'clock, at least one person is dead after a triple shooting in the parking lot of a Winfield Heights Target store.
Chopper 3 over the scene on the 4000 block of Monument Road near City Line Avenue. Police tell us the person who was killed was shot in the face. A second victim was shot in the back, the other in the shoulder. We have a crew headed to the scene and we'll bring you a live report. Also at 10.
I'm not sending my son outside to town watch without being strapped at this point. No disrespect, but that's where it's coming to.
Residents packed the first police district in South Philadelphia tonight to express their concerns about crime in their neighborhood. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessica Cartalia.
And I'm Yuki Washington. Those residents made sure their voices were heard tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Greg Argos details the issues concerned citizens brought up this evening.
I can't walk across the street by myself without being in fear of, now it's guns.
This group of concerned neighbors in South Philadelphia,
It's not knives. I could take a beating.
perhaps representing how many people feel throughout the city, with the uptick in violent crimes plaguing Philly.
We're able to take him and another individual in custody.
Those who live within the police department's first district gathering to speak with the captain and community officers who patrol their streets. This meeting, the first since a disturbing discovery last week, where investigators uncovered the remains of 18-year-old Aaron Schweikert in a basement on the 2100 block of Porter Street. This neighbor saying he often witnessed drug transactions taking place outside of that home.
I have watched 6 drug deals a day. What's the threshold for calling 911? I feel like an idiot calling for a drug deal.
His question is, what's the threshold for calling 911? Our response to that is, call 911. If your gut tells you there's something wrong, share that information with us. Because if your gut's telling you there's something wrong, there's probably something wrong.
The city reeling from 29 homicides this year alone, according to the Philadelphia police website. That's an 81% increase from this date in 2019. Officers at Tuesday night's meeting addressing the Schweikert investigation, but also offering suggestions on how to prevent other nonviolent crimes, like package and other property thefts.
In terms of target hardening, is exterior lighting outside of your house. Exterior video cameras, those things deter these criminals, and they're routinely caught.
Greg Argos, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
New tonight, police say a teenager was struck by a vehicle around 7:30. Chopper 3 over the scene at Cedar Grove Drive and Kearsley Road in Gloucester Township, Camden County. Police say a 14-year-old girl was hit by a Kia Forte after she got off a school bus. She suffered a leg injury. The teenager was taken to the hospital for treatment. Police say the driver of the Kia remained at the scene. Police in Upper Darby believe that robbery may have been the motive in the deadly shooting of a father of 2. Tonight, the family and friends of 35-year-old Angel Perez gathered to make an emotional plea for justice. According to investigators, Perez was shot around 8:30 Sunday evening on the 7000 block of Clover Lane. Perez's sister said that her brother was excited about starting a new job next week. Now his family is trying to find answers for when his 2 young daughters ask where he is.
We just don't know how to break it to them right now. You know, it's hard. He didn't deserve this at all. Anybody that did anything wrong to him, he was a forgiving person. He was there, he had your back. He was always there for the family as well.
Police believe that Perez was shot in the back as he tried to run from the gunfire. If you have any information, get in contact with the Upper Darby Police Department.
An historic night on Capitol Hill. Democrats and Republicans are digging in their heels as they debate the rules of President Trump's impeachment trial. Both sides are scoring early victories. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand has the very latest developments.
House managers clashed with lawyers for President Trump on day 1 of the Senate impeachment trial.
We hear all this talk about an overwhelming case that they're not even prepared today to stand up and make an opening argument about.
We are ready to present our case. We are ready to call our witnesses. The question is, will you let us?
The session began with a rules concession. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell submitted handwritten changes to his proposal, giving both sides a 3rd day for opening arguments. That's after some moderate Republicans, including Susan Collins of Maine, expressed concerns. McConnell also agreed to admit House evidence automatically into the Senate record.
I send an amendment to the desk.
But Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's first amendment to subpoena White House documents was defeated along straight party lines.
The amendment is tabled.
It was the same for amendments seeking documents from the State Department and the Office of Management and Budget.
Some senators began the session taking copious notes. By evening, many looked restless, some even bored.
I'm someone that always keeps looking at my colleagues to see if they look guilty, and some of them are kind of looking down. I don't know how they can deny all witnesses.
It is clear House Democrats view this as an opportunity to continue their partisan attacks on the president.
President Trump is said to be closely monitoring the action in the Senate while he's meeting with world leaders in Switzerland.
That whole thing is a total hoax, so I'm sure it's going to work out fine.
Opening arguments are expected to begin Wednesday afternoon. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And stay with CBS 3 Eyewitness News for any new developments on the impeachment trial. You can also follow it on our website, cbsphilly.com.
We have more now. On our breaking news, a triple shooting in the parking lot of a Target store in Winfield Heights.
We do know that one person has been killed.
And Greg Argos is at the scene right now. Greg?
And Yuki, Jessica, a lot to unpack right now. This all happened around 8:55 this evening. As you mentioned, we have confirmed one person has been killed in this triple shooting. Two others have been rushed to the hospital. We're told they are in stable condition. I want to point out some things right now because it is a very large scene. This SUV right here, you can see its tire is flat. It crashed into the carriage area right here at the Target parking lot. This is right near Bala Cynwyd, but on the Philadelphia side, of course. We're told that by witnesses, two people were in that car when they were shot. We're told by police that a 23-year-old was shot in the shoulder, a 31-year-old was shot in the back, and a male in another SUV. If we pan to the left here, the rear of this Target parking lot, you can see that white SUV. That is where there is a body. We're told police are investigating that. That is where the 30th homicide this year alone here in Philadelphia is sitting right now as investigators comb over this scene. Once again, this all unfolding around 8:55 tonight. If we go to our chopper right now live above, you can see how large this scene is. I just spoke with an eyewitness who says he heard between 7 and 10 shots ring out around 8:55 tonight. He actually says there was an officer here at the Target investigating a possible shoplifting case when someone ran to that officer, that Philadelphia police officer, saying there have been people shot. That officer called for backup, says this witness, and those officers who responded here for that shooting were able to transport those two victims quickly to the hospital. And once again, police saying the two other folks who were shot tonight are in stable condition, but unfortunately there is a homicide. The third person shot has been confirmed killed here at this Target parking lot. Now we are waiting for Chief Inspector Scott Smalls to give us an update about the circumstances surrounding all of this. We're not sure exactly what took place here to lead to three people shot. As soon as we get that information, we'll of course pass it along to you. But that is the latest live now here at this Target parking lot where three people have been shot, one killed. Jess and Yuki.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. We'll let you continue gathering your information, and if we don't see you during this broadcast, of course, on CBS 3 at 11. Thank you. And Philadelphia police also have a murder mystery on their hands after a body was found in a Jeep that was full of smoke. The discovery was made at 3rd and Oregon in South Philadelphia just before 12 o'clock this afternoon. Police sources say the victim is a 43-year-old man. It appears whoever is responsible was trying to torch the Jeep, but the flames never spread. An 18-year-old man has been charged in two separate South Philadelphia murders. Tyson Murray is charged in the January 7th fatal shooting of 31-year-old Xiaoding Li. He was killed while working at his father's grocery store. Murray was also charged in the murder of a 15-year-old in October.
4 suspects are in custody tonight in connection with the murder of a man who was found in a trash can in Olney. Zamir Mason, Lashana Dantzler, and Jordan Oliver Williams are all charged with murder. Zamir Burton is charged with criminal conspiracy, among other charges. The body of 22-year-old Darius Cheeseborough was discovered on Rockland Street last Tuesday.
As we continue tonight, a Philadelphia man is free after nearly 3 decades in prison. Kimberly?
That's right, Yuki. A man who was wrongfully convicted of 3 homicides won't be sleeping behind bars tonight. I'm Kimberly Davis. Ahead, how he ended up incarcerated for 28 years.
And find out how a Philadelphia woman allegedly scammed undocumented immigrants out of thousands of dollars. Kate?
Well, it is chilly and brisk out there tonight, but temperatures are on the way up, and we are tracking some precipitation for the weekend. Will it be rain? Will it be snow? Maybe a little bit of both. I'll break down the best chance to see a wintry mix on Saturday.
A wrongful conviction overturned.
After nearly 3 decades behind bars, a Philadelphia man is free tonight.
Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Davis joins us from the district attorney's office with his story. Kimberly?
Yuki and Jess, Bilal tells me he knew this day was coming, but it hasn't quite hit him yet that he has finally regained his freedom that was wrongfully taken 28 years ago.
Someone once told me, he said, don't dig in, dig out. So my whole focus was to get out of jail.
Theopolis Wilson, who goes by Bilal, is finally a free man after being convicted of murders he did not commit. Life in prison without the possibility of parole was Bilal's fate up until Tuesday morning, when a Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas judge vacated the conviction.
It's bittersweet. Sometimes you have survivor's guilt because the people you're leaving behind that's also actually innocent and have been done wrong.
Bilal was 19 years old when he was wrongfully convicted of 3 murders. According to the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, he spent 28 years in prison due to prosecutorial misconduct, a critical witness who supplied false testimony, and ineffective assistance of counsel. Bilal says he made the most out of his time behind bars.
I turned jail into Yale, prison into Princeton, and a big house into Harvard. So what I did was I turned it into an institution of learning for myself.
He never gave up, and neither did Greenberg Drawrig and Phillips Black law firms. This fall, they filed a petition to exonerate Bilal, which the DA's office supported. Now Bilal has a message for others who are fighting wrongful convictions.
Keep your head up, get down that law library, and most of all, pray.
District Attorney Larry Krasner released a statement earlier today, reading in part, this office determined that the 1992 conviction of Mr. Wilson for the 1989 murders of Kevin Anderson, Gavin Anderson, and Otis Reynolds lacked integrity. Now, while Bilal was incarcerated, he developed a passion for law. His former attorney with Phillips Black law firm says she plans to allow Bilal to help her free other wrongfully incarcerated people in the future. We're live outside of the District Attorney's Office of Philadelphia. I'm Kimberly Davis, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Kimberly, thank you. A Northeast Philadelphia woman has pleaded guilty to posing as a fake immigration attorney and scamming undocumented immigrants. 56-year-old Ana Molina said nothing on her way out of federal court in Philadelphia today. Prosecutors say that she posed as an attorney offering bogus legal advice and stole $11,000 from at least 7 victims. Molina will be sentenced in April. She faces 2 to 148 years in prison.
Let's check the forecast now. Kate Bilo joins us. And did I hear you say something about a mix a little later on?
A little bit of a wintry mix, perhaps. That would be Friday night or Saturday night, but it looks like the best chance to see it is far northwest. Now, if the storm comes a little bit closer to the city and it happens to start in the middle of the night, we may see a few snowflakes mixing in. But at this point, it doesn't look like much more than rain, which may come as a sad thing to some snow lovers.
For some folks, yeah, sure.
We've been in a bit of a snow deficit so far this year. A quiet winter thus far, but don't forget, February, President's Day is always a big time of year for snow for us. Also, March has been a big time of year for snow for us, so we've got plenty of time. Doesn't look like much in the forecast, though, at least for the next 7 days. Here's a look outside right now, and you can see it's a quiet night. Skies are clear. It's crisp. It's brisk and chilly. Temperatures dropping all the way through the 20s during the overnight hours. In fact, it's already down to 18 in Millville, always one of our cold spots on the map, and portions of interior South Jersey. It's 27 in Allentown, 24 in Reading, and 15 degrees right now in Mount Pocono. Now, there's still a little bit of a breeze from the north and west, although these feels-like temperatures are not quite as cold as they were earlier. It feels about 5 or 6 degrees colder in the city than it is right now. Still feels like 18 in Millville. That's the actual temperature. It feels like 6 in Mount Pocono, but the winds will die down overnight, so you're not going to feel those wicked wind chills tomorrow. Temperatures will bottom out in the low 20s tonight. I think we'll stay near 23, 24 in the city. Suburbs could see temps drop down to about 21 or so early in the morning, and then we warm up tomorrow. Not much, but we get a little bit each day. Today was just slightly warmer than yesterday. Tomorrow's just slightly warmer than today. So it's getting incrementally better as we go through the course of the work week. Storm Scan 3, not much to see here. High pressure is starting to build in, and as it does so, we'll start to see more of a return flow develop, warmer air being brought in from the south and west. And that's why we're going to see that gradual warm up each day this week. Our next system not until Friday night or Saturday. So overnight, mainly clear and cold at 24 degrees in the city. It'll be a little colder in the suburbs. Some spots could wake up in the teens. You've seen it's already in the teens in Millville right now. Lots of sunshine for your Wednesday, and hey, not as cold. 40 degrees is very seasonable. That's our average for the time of year. Today we only got to 35, so we'll add about 5 degrees to the temperature for tomorrow. Getting a little better. We're going to kick out this upper level trough. When I say upper level trough, basically that just means a big bubble of cold air in the upper atmosphere, and it's a trough of low pressure, generally speaking. That's when we get stormy weather. We're going to kick out that system from the weekend that left cold air in its wake. Temperatures begin to climb, more moderate highs by the end of the week. In fact, after a high of only 35 today, by Friday, we're all the way up to 47 degrees, much more comfortable by the end of the work week. And good news if you're not a fan of snow for the weekend. This next system, it's another Saturday storm, but it looks like this time the snow is going to stay even further north and west. So Saturday it's mainly rain with the chance for a wintry mix in the far north and west suburbs. It should clear out by Sunday. There could be a morning snow shower, but then temperatures drop just slightly back to normal by Sunday. Your Eyewitness Weather 7-day forecast. Again, a little bit of a warm-up. Seasonable tomorrow, upper 40s Thursday and Friday. Rain is likely Saturday with that mix possible north and west. We'll keep watching that storm as it develops and bring you updates on which areas have the best chance to see a wintry mix. As of now, I'm thinking Lehigh Valley and Poconos, maybe a couple inches of snow in the mountains, but it looks like a rainmaker for us in the city this weekend.
Okay, rainmaker. Got it.
Wait, did we just have one of those?
Yeah.
Was it this past weekend?
Saturday, another Saturday storm. We're in that cycle now.
Come on, man. Be strong.
Sorry.
You can
Stay
do it.
focused.
Stay
Stay focused. We're talking about some hoops tonight. Villanova is at it again. We have a top 15 matchup on the main line. Plus, the Flyers try to stay focused for one more night. See if they can get it done against Sidney Crosby and the Penguin Sports. Coming up next. On hand. Pick it up in the second half. Cats up 13. Sadiq Bey. It's good. And he's fouled. Bey with 14 points. Later on, Nova up by 10. Colin Gillespie making it happen. Dishing to Jeremiah Robinson Earl. He had 12 points and 14 boards. Now Gillespie at the top of the key. The hoop and the harm. The Cats go up by 7. Colin with 14 points. Later on, Justin Moore to Jermaine Samuels. Samuels had a big night, 20 points, and the Cats win by 15. Good stuff for Jay Wright. All right, let's head down Lancaster Avenue to Hawk Hill. St. Joe's taking on VCU. First half, Hawks up by 2. Ball goes to Cameron Brown. Jumper good. St. Joe's leading by 4. Then the Rams take it over. Nice pass to Hassan Ward, who scores. Right now they're in the second half. St. Joe's trailing 45-34. The Phillies are leaving no stone unturned. They offered spring training non-roster invitations to closers Drew Storen and Bud Norris. Neither one pitched in the majors last season after battling injuries. Pitchers and catchers report on February 12th. For some reason, some baseball writer did not vote for Derek Jeter. The former Yankee is heading to the Hall of Fame after receiving 99.7% of the vote. He's a 5-time World Series champ, 14-time All-Star, and a member of the 3,000 hit club. Jeter falls one vote shy of becoming the second unanimous selection of all time. We'll be right back.
We have an update now in our breaking news. At least one person is dead after a triple shooting in the parking lot of the Winfield Heights Target store. Chopper 3 was over the scene on Monument Road near City Avenue.
Police tell us the person who was killed was shot in the face. A second victim was shot in the back, the other in the shoulder. We will have more on Eyewitness News at 11 on CBS 3. Well, this is not your typical crossing guard.
A dog helped school children cross a busy street in Batumi, Georgia last week. The puppy even barked at a car that didn't stop at the crosswalk. The person who captured the video said the dog is called Kersha and lives in the neighborhood. Nicely done.
Wow.
That's good to see. Thanks for watching Eyewitness News on the CW Philly. For Kate, Don, everyone here, I'm Yuki Washington.
And I'm Jessica Cartalia. We are always on at CBSPhilly.com. Have a great night. We'll see you at 11 on CBS 3.